Okay, let's go.
Okay, and...
STEM education has improved a lot in the past 100 years. Some of the things that used to happen were trade schools. Those are still around, but they were really, really prominent back then. What would happen is you would learn one specific task and devote your life to one career, and you could never do anything else because all trade schools taught you were just one thing. It made it so that we had engineers, plumbers, farmers, and we had all these different things, but we didn't have a really good core education like we do today. Today we get to learn a lot of general things and we get to actually develop different mindsets and skill sets that we can now use to go into different careers. It's great. Oh, hey Eric.
Oh, what is up, my dude?
Nothing much. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm just scrolling through my periodic table app here.
Oh, the periodic table app? What's all that?
Yeah, it's this cool app that just lists all of the elements and their atomic numbers and atomic masses. And sometimes I just scroll through it and I just try to memorize all of them just in case I'm ever in a social situation and someone's like, hey, what's element number 50? I'm like, I got you, fam. It's magnesium.
That's perfect. Oh my gosh, I wish I had something like that, but like in the past they didn't have things like that. We didn't have apps or phones like that at all. What you had to do is you had to go to a trade school to be a chemist. And that was the only way you really knew that. What allows you to know all this?
Well, that's actually the cool part. You can get all of this through your handy dandy phone right here.
Dude.
All of the information is just packed into here, and that's something that we have in contemporary society. We have a lot of different ways to learn STEM, not only in the classroom anymore. Now we have films that are displaying things like Limitless. Bradley Cooper,
Mm-hmm.
He's a wonderful actor. Well, he stars in Limitless.
He's great.
He is amazing. He stars in Limitless, which is a film that aims to kind of, teach people about their minds.
Okay.
It may not be the most accurate film, but it is one example of a film that kind of embodies the purpose of STEM.
Mm-hmm. That's actually super interesting because for me, like with all my knowledge of the past, I just think films are something that not everyone goes to. If you're a little bit more well off, maybe you'll go to, but not everyone goes to. Why are films so important if only the rich people can go to them?
Films are actually a lot more accessible today. You can go out and there are movie theaters everywhere. You can see that, and actually, there are ways to view movies like Jurassic Park and The Island, both science-based movies. You can view those from your home, and a lot of middle-class people can actually watch these movies from their home with, Netflix and Hulu and these other sources of media that we can actually use today. And I'm a middle-class person. I watch Netflix every day.
Yeah, that's
so that just kind of shows how you can actually watch movies like this daily. And there's also the availability of TV shows. Like there's The Big Bang Theory, which although it is a sitcom, it does teach you some science-based things, mainly physics.
Yeah.
And there's also like these documentary mini-series, hosted by scientists like Bill Nye and Neil deGrasse Tyson, where they're actually coming out now, and they're just they're teaching their audience about science, and that's really teaching a lot of people, because a lot of people watched Bill Nye in middle school. We watched Bill Nye daily.
Do you remember the theme song?
I do remember.
Bill Nye, the Science Guy. So you mentioned that thing called Netflix. What type of shows that deal with STEM are on there? How do you learn about STEM from Netflix?
Well, Netflix isn't just a lot of people kind of generalize it oh, have you seen this new sitcom on Netflix? Oh, have you seen this new show? And it's normally this fiction-based entertainment thing. Well, there's actually a lot of documentaries on Netflix and things like it. We actually watched one called Before the Flood. So Before the Flood teaches you about the idea of global warming and how it may or may not be affecting the United States and the entire world, not just the United States.
Okay.
But yeah, so documentaries like Before the Flood, anything like that, really, you can just watch that at your own house.
Okay, but that's actually not the case. There's a lot of bias in STEM in the media today. There's so much information that people like to skew and change to sort of support an agenda. Like they mentioned before the flood, there's a lot of data in there that's actually been disproven. So it's really hard to analyze exactly what's true and what isn't when it comes to STEM, and it takes a lot of education and a lot of really in-depth understanding. And while we've gotten a lot better in today's society in trying to teach people about STEM and STEM education, we're not quite there yet. Like, I know that in schools, there's math and science courses that are being taught by coaches who've never actually taught that course before. So we sort of have to analyze, what is the state of our education today? Are we really teaching our students as much as they need to know? Because we, as a society, in order to create functional solutions to the problems that face our world today, like environmental change or all sorts of things, or, what are we going to use for clean energy? People need to really know stuff about the topic. They need to understand, like, scientifically, what some of the best solutions are going to be. And the media is not the right tool to show that. Like, you can see in movies too, like The Island and Jurassic Park, there's obviously a protagonist and an antagonist. And when you have that kind of bias, you can't safely evaluate both sides. So what needs to happen is we need to have a better understanding of where we want STEM education in our schools to go. Because we talk a lot about STEM education, where it needs to go in the future. We talk a lot about that, but where do we really want it to go? And I think the best solution for us to have is we need to have more teachers and a better curriculum to really enlighten people, and we need to spend less time talking about, irrelevant small things, and we need to spend more time talking about solutions and problems that actually face our world. Because while it's all well and good to address, like, a simple math problem or like a simple science problem on like a standardized test, but when it gets down to it, when you're out of school, you're not going to be getting any standardized testing. You're going to be approached with real issues like global warming, or what is the next step in clean energy? Can we use nuclear power safely? All that sort of stuff. So we really need to evolve where we're at in our educational program to get a little bit better. So, hey guys.
Hey.
So, did y'all get any of that? Does that make sense to y'all?
Oh, no, dude. You were talking so long, we actually went home to change.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Sorry, man.
thanks.
Yeah, it's in between one of your circles.
Oh. Okay. I mean, that's cool. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Alright, what up, Fam Squad fam?
I'm Christopher,
I'm Eric.
And I'm Josh.
and I was talking about how much I like the present of STEM and how much better it is than the past of STEM.
So I was talking about how STEM is in the contemporary society, and just how much media we have nowadays.
And I was sort of analyzing how the present may not be as good as these two think it is, and where we need to go in the future in the education of STEM. So thank y'all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you might have learned a little bit more. And see you on the flippity flop.
Bye.
The lighting in here is nice. Memes. He'll be like, hey, what are you talking about? I was talking about STEM, and he's like, yeah, I know that's like super interesting. Like, what are your opinions on it? Fair field for that discussion. Then I think, like, if you, oh my god, there. But then I think what can happen is,
But I was supporting my mother because she is a frail old woman, and I had to put her in a home. Basically, it's just a list of the periodic table of elements, and I just scroll through it sometimes to try and memorize the table, so that if I'm ever in a situation where I'm in public and someone asks me, hey, what's element?
did you touch
their
their
hands.
Well, you know, actually, that's not really the case. See, there's water on my shirt. And you know, I was talking about the future of STEM, you know, and also the present, and also I don't know what I'm saying, and I thought I had to stay out.
I'm a botanist. I bought in my shirts.
Hey guys, I was actually supporting.
No, you idiots.
What up, fam squad?
Well, I mean, there are a lot of options today that make it so that not only the rich people can go to them. I mean, there are ways to pirate movies.
Sweet.